Yo, what's good, everybody? I'm rhicky28. Welcome to the YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the Sizzling Summer bosses. I'm here to rank all 5 bosses, and I want to preface this list by saying, to be honest, there is no right or wrong pick. If you really feel like you need a certain player because he fills a need or upgrades an important position that you need upgraded, then by all means, grab that person. But I'm gonna go over the rankings and what I believe are the most useful cards out of all of them. If you like this sort of content, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. It really helps out a lot. Number 5 on the list is gonna be Rollie Fingers. He's got a really good pitch mix: sinker, slider, forkball, fastball. That's kind of the exact pitch mix that you want. My issue with Rollie is that his best speed is 94 miles an hour. If somebody can hit the sinker, they're going to absolutely demolish that. He's gonna be batting practice to anybody who's really good. And to be honest, even a bad hitter is probably gonna be able to catch up to a 94 mile an hour sinker. His speed differentials are really solid though. If you tunnel the slider and the forkball, the 8 mile an hour difference between them and the 7 mile an hour difference between the slider and the sinker, it's gonna kind of give people trouble if they're not really expecting it. As long as you don't fall into the same patterns of pitching and keep doing the same things over and over again, Rollie Fingers could be sort of deceiving. Plus, he's got 111 hits per 9, so the PCI is going to be really small against him. But out of these 5 bosses, Rollie Fingers is my least favorite. He's the guy I definitely just don't think that I would go and pick up. But like I said, if you do, there's really no wrong choices because all 4 players in the choice pack are pretty solid cards. Number 4 on my list is going to be Musial. He might be the most balanced card out of everything here. He's got really good contact, 107, 116. And then he's got pretty solid power, 92, 96. However, my biggest concern with Musial is that 53 speed that you see right there. 53 speed is gonna be tough in the outfield. He does have 80 fielding. It's not bad. It's not great. He's got gold defense. But honestly, there's so many better outfield options right now. You're never going to play him in center field with the 53 speed. Left field, you could probably get away with hiding him out there. But right field with that 79 arm and 53 speed, it's really not a good combo for Musial. Yes, you can put him at first base, but there's so many great first base options in the game right now. I don't really see a reason to use a Musial over Frank Thomas, Rafael Devers, or if you got George Brett at first. There's tons and tons of good first basemen in the game right now, and there's gonna be so many in the game all year long. So Musial really gets the knock for his lack of speed and defense and playing in the outfield. And then his first base secondary, just to me, it doesn't count. Number 3 on my list is gonna be Honus Wagner. I know what you're thinking. Honus Wagner has no power. Yes, that's true. 70 and 65 is kind of an L in terms of the power. He makes up for the lack of power in a lot of different ways. So as you can see, he plays every position except for catcher. You can kind of fit Honus Wagner on your team anywhere. 92 speed, 99 stealing. He's got diamond defense. For me personally, last year, Honus Wagner's 99 hit well above his power. He was giving me power numbers that I wasn't expecting. His power was only slightly higher than this card's. His versatility really gives him the edge over Musial. Our biggest issue with Musial was his lack of speed and his having to play positions that we didn't necessarily care about. Well, you can throw Honus Wagner in center field. 92 speed is going to get the job done there. You can throw him at shortstop. There's a lack of shortstop options in the game right now. Same with second base. Honus Wagner can kind of cover all ground. He's gonna be a really solid player, and he's gonna be my second pick from the choice pack. I know a lot of people are gonna hate on him for his lack of power, but he really makes up for that with his speed on the base paths. He's gonna get you a lot of extra base hits that other hitters would not have gotten you. Honus Wagner is gonna have a lot of triples. He's not a bad leadoff hitter at all. Number 2, Fernando Valenzuela. Everybody is going to get a copy of him, so that can either be a really good thing or a really bad thing. We're gonna be facing Fernando Valenzuela all the time now in the game, and last year Valenzuela was absolutely incredible. You're probably thinking, wow, this guy talks about pitch mixes all the time, and this guy has the worst pitches ever. Well, anyone that played last year knows that Valenzuela's pitches are unbelievable together if you know how to tunnel them correctly. The screwball is 82 miles an hour and breaks one way. The curveball is 76 miles an hour and breaks the other way. And the circle change is filthy at 71 miles an hour. You sprinkle in a couple fastballs here and there, and those hitters are going to be off balance. They're not going to know what hit them. When you throw the screwball and follow it up with the circle change, people are going to be swinging out of their shoes. All of Valenzuela's pitches tunnel perfectly together. Valenzuela kind of reminds me of Tom Glavine a little bit. Tom Glavine has great pitches, but they move slower and they're not so great, but he's got so much break on those pitches that Glavine, it feels unhittable. Well, Valenzuela has that type of break on his pitches too. 99 break on the screwball, 93 on the curveball, 97 on the circle change. He even has 88 break on his fastball. You're not using the fastball as his primary pitch. You're mostly relying on the slow stuff and deceiving batters. You're getting them to swing over pitches because they think it's gonna be one speed, but really it's much slower. Even with only 102 hits per 9, it's really not that terrible for this point in the game. I promise Valenzuela is going to be an amazing pitcher. He's well worth keeping at the end of the program because at least for me, Fernando Valenzuela is going to be in my rotation for a pretty decent amount of time. And I know this is a controversial number 1 pick, but my favorite boss out of all 5 of these cards is going to be Mike Piazza. I had a really hard time not giving that spot to Fernando Valenzuela because I know how strong he was last year. But honestly, the reason that I chose Mike Piazza is because the closest card in the game that we can compare him to is Joe Mauer, who is the unanimous best catcher in the game. I know some people don't like Piazza's swing, but I'm here to make a case for him because last year Piazza was my best catcher. So the differences between Joe Mauer and Piazza, you're trading defense and a little bit of speed for power. There's not going to be too many catchers that are going to be hitting as many home runs as Mike Piazza. I know that seems obvious. That's his history, of course. But realistically, in this game, power reigns supreme. Piazza has 103 contact versus right, 108 contact versus left. That's going to get the job done on Hall of Fame, and his power numbers are going to give you an extra boost that Joe Mauer doesn't provide. The other benefit to Piazza is that he's a right-handed batter. Most of the meta pitchers in the game right now are left-handed. Randy Johnson, Dallas K, Tom Glavine. Now we got Fernando Valenzuela. You don't want to have too many lefty bats in the lineup right now. And if you have George Brett, you kind of can't get him out of the lineup. I'm not saying that Piazza is a better catcher than Mauer, but it just kind of depends on personal preference. Are you willing to trade a little bit of catcher defense, which matters less than other positions in the game, for a whole bunch more power. I don't fault anybody for keeping Joe Mauer in their lineup, but like I said, the meta pitchers are mostly lefties. So Piazza is going to have an advantage on those lefty pitchers, especially with 108 contact versus left and 115 power versus left. Catcher is one of the few very thin positions. If you don't have Joe Mauer, Piazza is a great alternative. If you have Joe Mauer and you struggle with him, Piazza might be your catcher. Because I know for sure I'm going to give Piazza a shot behind the dish. Honestly, this list was kind of hard to make because in the end, all 5 of them are pretty viable candidates. My goal is ultimately to have all the bosses in my possession by the end of the program, because I honestly believe that they're going to go down to quick sell value or close to it, and I would like to really try out all 5 of them. Let me know in the comments section below what I got wrong, what you think is different, who are you gonna take from these boss packs. Hopefully I'll catch you on the next video, or I'll catch you on Twitch. I usually stream every night at 11 p.m. except for Wednesdays and Saturdays. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you.